Hey everyone, Dave DeHaas, Living Waters. Today I have Dr. Jeremy Payne. He just completed his healing retreat here at Living Waters. I brought him on screen to kind of share his story. So let's just start at the beginning. Why, besides your wife twisting your arm, why did you decide to do the healing retreat?
Well, I had some things that were happening on my own as far as like my health was changing. You know, I'm not 30 and 20 years old anymore, so things have just been slowly becoming different. And as far as bloating and not eliminating on a regular basis, which was weird for me, and weight gain was a really bad thing for me because I literally would go on a keto diet for a month or even longer, or intermittent fasting program,
right,
or a low protein program, and like nothing was changing whatsoever. And at times I would gain weight. So I was like, what's going on, And so then Jess told me about this program that you guys had. You told me about the program. And so I wanted to, I was like, well, I could probably use a good 10 days to clean myself out. And one of the things that I think I recognized was the fact of just the candida and yeast. I knew that I had a lot of that because I used to drink a lot of beer on the weekends. And so I just figured that was one of my problems. And so I just gave it a shot. I wanted to give it a shot.
All right.
See if it would help.
So in terms of results, basically on going in on things you wanted to see happen,
yeah,
and things that have now happened.
I think the biggest thing for me was two things. So emotional strength that I've gotten from this, which was something I didn't know that was a part of the program, because you're very secretive about it.
Yes, we are.
And it's like underground process.
He's only kidding.
Only kidding. And then I don't have that bloating anymore. And so when Wendy told me to start eating soft foods to today, I'm down 13 pounds, which is awesome because there was no movement before, and I haven't done any colonics since for a week and a half now. So yeah. I've just been following the program that she talked about, which was my blood type, eating soft foods still, haven't eaten any meat. And I'm a big guy, so I had to lift and all that stuff. I don't really care. I just want to be comfortable, right? So,
right.
So that is one of the things as far as the candida. I know that that's down. I don't feel that bloating anymore. I'm still taking the supplements for that. And then the other thing, just emotional, just getting your realizing that you have power to actually heal yourself, which I know that because I'm a natural practitioner. But then when you get in the middle of the problem and you're trying to solve it for yourself, it's totally difficult and more challenging to do that for yourself than whenever you have somebody helping you to coach you along the way,
Right. And
holding you accountable to follow through on the program. So I thought that was really great. But the emotional thing that I had was there literally is like a download of information every single day coming from our source or God or whoever that is for you. And the only challenge that we really have is that the environment that we're surrounded in,
right,
is what keeps us from hearing it. And that keeps us from actually processing and acting on that information that is only for our highest good. And we literally ignore it, unfortunately. And we hear all the fears and the anger and all the scare things that are out there in the world around us. Even though I don't pay attention to that stuff, it's still out there. It's still around me. I'm still affected by it on a subconscious level.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's been a huge thing for me, as far as me taking that power back and just, okay, great, that's the environment, but this is what I want to listen to, and this is what I want to download. So, yeah.
Well, that's huge.
It's literally the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think too was, Wendy wanted us to, punch, hit, scream, cry, whatever, and just kind of get that emotion out.
Right.
And I'm not a very violent individual. I'm
right.
not violent at all. It's just not my nature whatsoever. So, but I am very emotional. I'm a big teddy bear. I am. And so I literally had a crazy crying moment during the whole program. And it was about that power that we actually, we're so powerful. that we have no idea how powerful we are, right? And the biggest thing for me was learning that, but then that crying portion of it was just like, I can't believe I wasn't ever told that whenever I was younger. I was pissed about that. It's like, why didn't I learn that when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I use that information for my entire life to make who I wanted to be, right? Like, I didn't have that information. So that was a big moment for me. And I didn't hit anything or punch anything, maybe like one time because she wanted me to. But that crying portion of it was just automatic. It was just like, I couldn't stop crying. My face was just like, I needed a mop, which is fine, which is okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, those are huge, and I think most of us, all of us, you mentioned the amount of data. I feel sorry for the children today because we all have these devices, and now everyone's glued to a screen, and there's so much information coming to you, we can't hear
Right.
what we're supposed to hear.
Right.
And like you mentioned, you're a doctor, but yet we all need a coach.
Mhm.
Michael Jordan needed a coach for basketball. We all need coaches. So what I hear you saying is it was really important for to take a step back, take a pause, and
Have somebody direct me.
direct you. Yeah.
Who knew what they were doing,
Yeah.
right? So, and obviously we are natural people, so we know people that are the right kind of people to be able to do those types of things. So putting us in your hands, or anybody out there who's thinking about that, like, you can definitely trust that. Like, everything's going to be fine. It is very overwhelming, but at the same time, I'd rather be overwhelmed by good stuff
Right.
than be overwhelmed by the crappy stuff out there in the world, right? So I thought that was fine for me, and I went through it fine, and so did my wife. So
Right. Yeah. We literally have a buffet table of information, is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
That we're educating you, because most people come in not as educated as you are.
right.
Being a doctor and everything, and you're, like you say, you're vast resources of knowing lots of people in the field. So we serve up basically a buffet table. If you want to learn more about it, go to healingtheincurables.com. Great webinar. We go through everything we do there. But like you say, you just need sometimes direction and guidance. And I think, I don't know if you had put this, but I would have to go to 13 different people. I think it was this gal yesterday said, I would have to go to 13 different people.
It makes total sense, though.
And then would have had an hour here and drive there, and this, what's great about this is, that she explained, was that it's all in one spot.
Yeah.
So.
I remember you told me about that, and I totally, and after going through it, I totally agree. I would have to go to a personal development coach. I would have to go to a therapist. I would have to go to colon hydrotherapy. I'd have to go to a naturopath. Have to go to a chiropractor. I'd have to do different things. All these different practitioners that have to spend these, all this time at, all this money at,
Right.
in order to get to the result I got just from the 10 days. So I couldn't imagine if I had to do all those other practitioners in a month, or 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah, who knows how long it'll take, yeah.
It'd take forever, right?
Yeah.
And plus it'd be stressful getting there. You gotta drive in traffic, and you gotta you gotta tell your story again, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And so, but to be able to tell your story one time and then just be bam, here's your thing, then let's go do it, that was huge. So I definitely see how that person had said that. I mean, that makes total sense.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else that you want to share?
No, I'm good.
Did you have some inflammation going on as well?
I would say I drank more than like 6 or 8 beers a weekend.
Huh?
And I would say I had inflammation from that.
Okay.
And I also had, I had a lot of mucus, a lot of phlegm.
Yeah.
I also ate a lot of meat because I used to do bodybuilding shows.
Yeah.
So I was just used to eating vegetables and meat and occasional carbohydrate. And, I've always told my patients, and it's in the research and it's been studied, but inflammation is created by grains and, other toxic things in, on the food system. But then what Wendy told me was, oh, you're a type A. And I was like, I know, your blood type. And so, well, in the blood type diet, you shouldn't be eating any meat. And I'm like, whatever,
That's right.
I even said that before. Whatever, in the past I heard about this. I was like, this is a fad. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And literally, I stopped eating meat, and I haven't ate meat. I just eat vegetable protein right now, like the pea protein and stuff.
Right.
And I actually feel so much better. And I look at my arms a lot now, just because They used to be puffy, and the other night I was like doing this to my head because I was tired,
Right.
and I was, and this is a good point for emotional thing. But so I did this, and I went over that, and I felt the ridges of my skull, where I hadn't been able to feel that in so long.
Wow.
Like I can feel my skull right here in my head.
Yeah.
Where it was so puffy before, and I didn't realize how puffy it was.
Yeah.
And even through here is better, but this, like, I could feel my eye, like the ridge of the eyebrow,
Right.
the orbital
Yeah.
eminence there. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I just, like, oh, I can feel my skull. I was like, I just did that. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because before it was like, it was more puffy like this down here.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is dang cool.
Yeah.
You got a lot of wins.
Big wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still working.
Yeah.
It's always a work in progress.
That's true. So hey, if you want to learn more about the process that Jeremy went through, go to healingincurables.com. I'm David DeHaas at Living Waters, where miracles begin by healing from within.